Hi everyone, Claudia here from Lighting Clarity. Spirit would like me to come on just to make a couple of points that may assist some of you out there who are moving through some issues at the moment, who are wanting more insight into what it is that you're moving through, how it is you can move through it. This week I was channeling for my subscribers who have subscribed to my newsletter. If you want to subscribe to my newsletter, jump on my website and please do. There's also a free gift on there as well, which is a helpful toolbox that you can use. But I'll let you jump on and have a look when you've got time. So one of the points that Spirit made within that newsletter, which I thought was really important to bring forward to all of you, is this is a time of transition. Your souls aren't going to let you sit back in the comfort zone for too much longer. You're actually going to be moving forward. They're showing me that there is more abundance coming in. There's a new form of abundance coming in that you're actually going to be quite comfortable with. So I'm seeing a change of jobs. I'm seeing new homes, I'm seeing cars, I'm seeing more than that. I'm also seeing new relationships coming in for people in the form of romantic relationships. I'm also being shown as I sit here, some people are joining certain organizations, certain clubs that they'd like to be a part of. Spirit says we want you to get clarity on what it is that you desire. They're showing me as a result of that clarity, they're showing me more will come in. They're showing me more wiser choices coming in. They're showing me, as well as I sit here, what was I saying before? I've got it on my note. So there's going to be more promotions as well, they were showing me, and more rewards coming in for you. So this is something that was channeled this week in my newsletter for the subscribers. I look into their energies, and as a collective, I bring that through in the newsletter. So that's an extra help that you can receive each week. I send it out on a Friday as well. Now this week I've also added embodying angelic energies in that newsletter. So that is a Word document that will come in, or a PDF that will come in when you subscribe to the newsletter and you receive my newsletter this Friday. You will see the embodying angelic energies coming through. So with that, I have listed the different archangels and how it is that you can call upon them very quickly when you're moving through a difficult situation. If you've got a job interview coming up, if you have to face someone that is very difficult, a family member or a friend, and you need to speak your truth, if you're needing a miracle to occur in a certain situation that's just not being resolved, be it the builder isn't coming, or be it the plumber isn't here, or be it there's something more that you need a stronger intervention. The way in which you would use the embodying angelic energies is you would call in Archangel Michael and God and ask that they place their rings of protective energies around you. And then you look at my list and you call upon the archangel that would assist. So you say, I call upon Archangel Raphael of the Light to please step forward, or Archangel Gabriel of the Light to please step forward, and to please place your healing energies around my auric field, please come in. And you wait takes about 90 seconds for Spirit to come in to connect with you. It can take up to 90 seconds. They can come in a bit quicker. It just depends. And once they come in, you say, what is you're needing help with? I'm needing some more confidence today. I'm going for a job interview. I need you, Archangel Raphael, to open up my throat chakra so I can speak confidently in my interview. So I'm asking you to download me with the energy of confidence, the energy of happiness, whatever it is you're needing. I ask you to download with the energy of self-esteem, self-worth, the energy of feeling more energetic today because I'm feeling really, really low in my energy. You can ask these archangels to download within you that particular quality that you need that day. And once you've done that, you will notice as you move through the course of the morning, what is you've asked for actually is downloaded within you, and you start to feel better. So there's different archangels that help in different regards. If you're not sure who can help with what you need, with what I've listed, just call in Archangel Michael and ask him to bring in the archangel that will help you, and say what quality you need downloaded into you for today. Now, this is something that will take you 2 minutes to do. Sit on the edge of your bed, call in for protection from God and Archangel Michael, and then say, I call upon Archangel Raphael of the Light to please come in and please be with me now. I call upon Archangel, whoever it is, Gabriel of the Light, and you say what is it you're needing. You call them one archangel and you give them one or two qualities that you're asking them to download you with that's going to help you with that situation that's in front of you that day, including if you're not feeling energetic, and they will assist. Sit there, breathe in what it is that you're receiving. So you may receive a color coming in or a symbol. You may just feel the energy around you begin to change. Just allow that to come in for 2 minutes as you're sitting on the bed. Ask them to seal in what it is that they've downloaded within you. And then off you go on your day. This is a very, very powerful tip that I have added as a Word document to my newsletter this week that I'm emailing out to my subscribers on Friday. So if you haven't subscribed, you're not receiving my emails on a Friday in the form of my newsletters, jump on my website and please do. So you can receive this. This is really, really important. And I'll be bringing those steps back into the newsletter, explaining how to use embodying angelic energies. One of the other things I want to bring up is I had a client recently say to me that she's been sleeping for many hours, 15 hours, and she's waking up very, very tired. Often when we've slept a long time and there's no reason for feeling quite weak, excuse me, I have to use my tissue for a minute. When we are feeling quite weak in the body and we've slept for many hours, and this is going on for a number of days, often we're doing a lot of soul helping in the higher realms. So, and on earth as well. So often when I go to sleep, I will wake up, and I know that all of you have come and asked me questions in my sleep state, in my dream time, and I've assisted a lot of people in asking questions. And then I'll call in Archangel Michael, because that's gone on for a number of days and I'm exhausted, and I will say, I need you to stop everybody coming in. I need you to ask them to book in if they've got questions, because I'm just not coping in the day. So that on occasion does happen to me. And I did suggest to this lady who herself works in an area where she gives out advice as well, that she needs to ask Archangel Michael to ask them not to come in, to stop them coming in, and to ask them to book in if they're needing some assistance, rather than draining you in your sleep time. We do a lot when we are asleep. We often go to areas where there is disasters happening because we want to lend our help, and we go there and we help souls pass over into the light, often children. I have a friend who does that. She passes children over into the light when she's asleep, who have gone through earthquakes in different parts on earth. We also work in the higher realms. We can work as a spirit guide to people as well, a part-time one, depending. There's a lot of work you do when you're asleep. So if you're finding that you're not getting enough hours sleep and you're sleeping for many hours and you're still drained, and you've gone and seen the doctor and there's nothing physically wrong, I would do that as well, check it. But also ask Archangel Michael if you're feeling you're giving out a lot of advice in your sleep time, or you're not sure whether you are. I'd ask Archangel Michael, will you please stop people coming in, draining my energy while I'm asleep. I need to be in my body. I can't go out and help everybody tonight as I sleep. And see what the change is there. See what the shift is there for you when you do that. One of the other topics they wanted me to talk about is when we have spiritual experiences and the miracles that come in when we do. These are two quick stories that I've told before, but they've asked me to say it again because it is of benefit. So when I was many moons ago, I was traveling overseas. When I finished my degree, I was in my early 20s and I was traveling overseas, and I was very tired. And I thought, oh gosh, I was going and staying in hostels. And I was in Italy, and I was in Sicily, and I got off the bus and I said to the bus driver, where's the hostel? I had the address. He says, it's right up that hill. And I spent the whole day traveling, and I started to cry. Couldn't help myself. The tears started to fall. And he said, oh, I know you can do it with strength. I'm sure you can do this. The hill was like this. And because I was small, I didn't have a backpack on. I had a suitcase on wheels. So I was wheeling that everywhere around Europe. I'm under 5 foot, so I can't carry a lot of weight. I'll be back in the form of a backpack. So I stood there and I thought, gosh, I was only 22, and I thought, I wish my mother would materialize and drive me up the hill and then, and materialize back to Australia. But that wasn't going to happen in the middle of Sicily in Europe. So I said a quick prayer. I said, God, right now my mother can't materialize and drive me up to the hostel in her red Toyota. I'd like a lift up the hill, because I can't walk up that hill. I want you to send somebody now that's going to give me a lift up the hill. Now, I wasn't one that hitchhiked. I was so careful. I'd never done such a thing in my life anyway. I always I was always during the day traveling. I said, I want to lift up the hill. That's it, I can't walk up this hill. Well, about a minute later, I hear this motor scooter arrive. Comes around the corner, and this young girl gets off her motor scooter. Her house is directly behind me. The front door is directly behind me. She looks at me. Now I speak the language fluently. And she says, I feel sorry for you backpackers that arrive. Now, I presume you're a traveller. I said, yes. She goes, you're going up to that hostel up on the mountain, on the hill? And I said, yes. She says, well, I've given so many people a lift up that hill because I feel sorry for you all. She says, but I don't have my car. It's at the mechanics. I can't give you a lift. I looked at her and I said, that's okay. Thanks anyway. And she went inside her home. I continued to stare at the hill. I wasn't moving. She came back out 2 minutes later and she said, I want you to wait here. I'm going back to the mechanics and I'm going to go pick up my car and I'm going to come back. You have to wait 15 minutes. Oh, it's going to take me a while. I couldn't believe it. I said, okay, thank you so much. Off she went on her motor scooter, left her motor scooter there. She grabbed her car from the mechanics. She drove it back and she drove me up the hill. I couldn't believe it. I had another occasion where I was a young mother. My children were quite little and I had to confront somebody in my life, a family member. And I'd had previously interactions with this family member that wasn't very nice. And Spirit had said, you're being affected in your gifts. And I was, because I was still very angry with them. And I'm a type of person that I will speak to you if I have a problem. Yeah, I don't often have problems with people, but if there's something that's really warranted, I will say it, depending on the situation. I will certainly say it. And this was something I was being asked not to say because it was going to cause trouble. And I thought, you know what? No, I need to speak my truth because for some years I've held this in. So I confronted the family member and I said to Spirit, I'll need your support because I said, how will they take it? And they said, they'll be hurt. They won't like it, but we understand this is something that you feel you need to do. And I said, yes, it is. And it's going to help me immensely with my psychic ability because when you're upset, when you become stressed, your third eye closes up, your crowns closes up, and you can't bring the healing through for a client or do readings or even hear Spirit for yourself. That's why I'm always very careful to be healthy and well for all of you, both physically and mentally. And if I need to take time for myself and resolve a situation in my life, I do it. So then I'm spot on when I'm giving you a reading. Then I'm spot on when I'm being a conduit for Spirit as they bring through a healing for a client. It is so important. I take what I do very seriously. Anyway, so when I got home, of course, the family member didn't take very well what they said, and that's fine. I wasn't there for an apology. I was just there to state I know what they did. Yeah. And I came home and I sat on the couch and I was very upset. It was during the day and I said to Spirit, you know, I've done this. I need you to back me. I need you to resolve this now because this is a family member I need to interact with and they're not the type of person to let things go. And I need your help in dealing with this because nobody else is backing me. And when I finished saying this to God and to the archangels, to the masters, to my spirit guides, out of the corner of my eye was a massive orb that appeared in the room, the size of the moon. My jaw dropped. This was Archangel Shamuel. Archangel Shamuel is the archangel of relationships. The archangel of love, life direction, and relationships. It was a massive pink orb, and I knew that it was Spirit saying to me, and I've never forgotten it, we back you, this will be resolved. This will be sorted. They will not come back at you with this. And there will be happy families. It'll be okay. And I knew it. And I saw them 2 weeks later. And funnily enough, they didn't bring up a word of what I had spoken about. And they weren't the type to give up on that sort of thing. They were the type to actually come back at you. They said nothing. And only Spirit had resolved it between us. Magically, miracle, with a miracle. So when you've got something in your life that you're needing help with, you're not to hesitate. You are to call on God and you are to call on his holy team of the archangels, the ascended masters of the light, archangels of the light, and your spirit guides of the light. And you say, I need help with this topic and I need help with it now, right now, because I don't know how to resolve this. And it is when you do this, when you say this, when you ask, they will step forward, often in such miraculous ways that you didn't see coming. And often the help comes in very quickly as well. This is really, really an important point that I'm making today, that they've asked me to come on to make. I can't say that enough. Now, was there anything else? I had a client recently that I did a reading for. It's just made me laugh, this story, so I'm going to give it to you as a laugh. She's just beautiful. I gave a client, I've given her some readings. Anyway, I gave her a reading. I don't know whether it was January or February. I think it was more February. I gave her this reading. And she'd had another reading with me recently. Anyway, she said to me, Claudia, and I do a lot of readings for a lot of people. I cannot remember everything I say to all of you. It's impossible. I have the volume of clients I have and the amount of readings I do. It is a lot, so I can't remember what I say. But she said, Claudia, I asked about a love interest. She's going to remain nameless. She said, I asked about a love interest. And if there'd be a love interest coming in for me in February, I asked you in February, whatever month it was. And I said, oh, okay. And she said, and you said that love interest would come knocking on the door. And I said, oh, yeah, Spirit gives those symbols. And, I said, honestly, I can't remember saying this to you. She said, well, she sat back in the chair. Her eyes were open like this. She said, he did. He knocked on the door. I said, you've got to be kidding. She says, I opened the door and there was my love interest and she's dating him. I'm not going to go into more about it because the specifics, or because it's her personal business. But I had to laugh because she was laughing as well. And I love it when Spirit comes in to assist us, when God brings it in and delivers it to us. And you know what? If it was this easy, that would be great. Let them all knock on the door. That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? All right. Well, many, many blessings to all of you. I'll connect with all of you again soon. Thanks, everybody.